Hi friends, it's Terry Stewart, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to, it's supposed to be Thursday stamping, but I'm a little delayed, so it's Friday afternoon. I'm really excited to show you not only one project, but two projects. So let's get started. I'm going to shift the camera, so if you get ill, look away because it's moving now. You're going to see my ceiling, maybe my big white light, maybe my big head. Let's see. Maybe all three. Okay, there we go. I think you can see everything there. All right. So the most exciting news, or one of the exciting news, is we have a new annual catalog. I am doing an open house this Saturday. If you're my customer, if you ever ordered from me, you're my customer. Ever taken a class from me, you're my customer, and you're invited to this free event. And we're going to be doing 4 projects out of this annual catalog, which now I can show you the inside, and I'm super excited about it. One of the projects is, let me see if I can find it, is He's the Man. This is a masculine set, and we're going to be doing a masculine birthday card from this. Let me see if I can find the other set that I'll be using in my open house. So if we go to the front of this catalog, it tells you the product suites, and the other product suites I'm using is this Sun Prince, which is on page 90, and I love it. If you ever done it in school where you laid the paper out and you put stuff on top in the sun, that's what these papers are. And we'll be using this suite, and the in colors, and I think they're in the front. Maybe spot on. Oh, I know they're definitely in the back, and we're going to be featuring them because there's a special right now if you join. So the in colors are these: Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, and Orchid Oasis. So those are the in colors, and if you join by the end of May, Stampin' Up! Is going to give you free the ink pads, all 5 ink pads. Here they are. You'll get full-size ink pads in the in colors. You'll get the DSP in the in colors, and these are a couple of the patterns. You'll get a pack of assorted cardstock, which are 4 pieces each of the 5 colors. You get 20 pieces of cardstock that coordinate. So you'll have the ink, paper, the DSP, and they're going to give you some grid paper, which is like this, but it has the in colors. So you get all that free. Pick $125 worth of items that you want, pay just $99, no shipping. You get to pick what you want for that equals $125, and then they're going to throw in the in colors. That's a $66 value. So basically, you're getting $180 some for 99 cents, $99, not cents, dollars. It's a great promotion. Hit me up if you're interested. There's absolutely no obligation, and I'd be happy to have you on my Stamping is Fun team. So that's the annual catalog. I hope you'll come to my open house on Saturday. Hit me up if you need some details. This is the mini catalog, and what I'm going to be sharing with you today are 2 projects from the Symbols of Fortune suite that's found on page 22 and 23. So the Symbols of Fortune has this Good Fortune dies, Crane of Fortune stamp set, and the Symbols of Fortune DSP, and we're going to be using these in my projects today. And then you can get a closer view of the stamp set on page 24. Now this catalog goes to June 30th, so we have about 6 weeks left. So if this is something you like, don't delay because it's going away. And I wanted to share with you that I have a monthly Hostess stamp club. So we get together monthly. I create projects And the stampers come here. We stamp together. I show them new techniques, new fun folds. They get to use the products, and they place a monthly minimum order of $25. So these are the cards from April that we did, and I was showcasing some of the things that were retiring. So this has the Expressions and Ink DSP and the stamp set. Oh, I can't remember. So this was a fun fold we made, and we did the Sweet as a Peach fun fold that retired in the annual catalog also. And then we used some things out of the current mini, which is the Blessings of Home. We did this card, and this fun fold featuring the Symbols of Fortune suite. So this is what we're going to be making today. One of the cards. So this was for my club, and if you want to join my club, we have a couple openings. Please hit me up, and you can be a part of this fun club that we stamp every month. So this is another Blessings of Home that's in the current mini catalog that we made. This is a May card, and we did this card, which is a graduation card. It's called an Inside Step card. Now these dies that made the grad in the 2022 have retired. Those were the playful alphabets, but isn't that cute? And this is a peek from the He's the Man. So we made a birthday card, and then we made another card. This is a fun fold called a Faux Step card, and this features the Symbols of Fortune suite, and that's the second card we'll be making today. So anyway, if you would like to be a part of the stamp club, we don't generally do 4 cards, and I design the projects. I walk you through them. You don't need to really do anything except stamp, and I'll help you do that. So hit me up if you would like a spot in my stamp club. So we're going to do this fun fold first. It's called a WV, because see the W and then the V. We'll save the side step for the second project. So for this one, I am going to bring in a card kit. And this is what my club members get when they arrive. I have it all pre-cut, pre-scored, and all they really have to do is assemble. And I like to keep it simple so we can focus on creating a card, stamping a card. So for this card, we're going to stamp on the white. I'm going to stamp on this smoky slate, and we'll just set these other pieces aside. So I hope everybody's well. Let me check and make sure. Yeah, okay. I don't have my computer with me, so I can't answer any questions, but give me a shout out if you're watching. On this original one, I did It's Your Day, and that was from the Sweet as a Peach, but that is retired. So today I'm going to substitute in Inspired Thoughts and this Hello stamp from there. So I'll get that out. There's my hello. And then on the inside, this greeting, sending 1,000 well wishes on your special day. And that comes from the stamp set. So I've already put those on blocks. Let me get the right one here. There, sending 1,000 well wishes. And I pre-cut out from the dies from the Good Fortune the Mother of Pearl, and in gold this fan flower. I'm not quite sure what that is. So let's get stamping. I'm going to bring in my Memento Black ink. I'm going to stamp on this smoky slate on the front, and I'm going to put hello up here. And if it was a wedding, maybe you would want to use congratulations. You know, a special day can be a graduation, a wedding, I mean, a lot of birthday, a lot of different things. So we'll set that aside, and then bring in our white and put our sending 1,000 well wishes. And this, like I said, the special day can be many different occasions. And now we are ready to start assembling. So I'll move the ink out. So this doesn't really have a lot of stamping on it. And the first piece, let's decorate our front piece. And so I'll need some gold that I've already pre-cut out using those Good Fortune dies. And there's the mother of pearl. I don't know if you can see how sparkly that is, but it's just amazingly sparkly. And then our two dragonflies, also in gold foil. So this piece I'm going to kind of lay out there. So I'll bring my snips in, and I'm just going to trim right along there. I think that that's going to just fit on there. Yeah. And this little piece, put some gold. Maybe I'll do this and then lay the gold here. I'm going to snip this off. So this is just kind of piecing this in like that. Maybe this is over here. So I think that that's going to look pretty nice like that. So using my liquid glue, I'll adhere it down. This is just so elegant, I think, with the gold and the silver features. And I'm just going to put a little bit on these solid pieces and around the edges to tack it down. So not a lot of glue, just enough to tack it down. I don't want it oozing out the back or any raised edges. Uh-oh. And then with this liquid glue, you do have a second or two to move it around. Let's see if I'm going to how I'm going to put these down. Maybe I'll just set this like this, kind of sideways, and put this in between. I think that's how it's going to look. So again, I'm just going to put some glue on that solid space and just a few dots around the edges to tack it down, hold it in place. Okay, and finally this gold. So I'm having a lot of fun with this set. I've been creating a lot of things. A couple weeks ago I did a mashup. I took the DSP from this suite and used it with a Wildlife Wonder and kind of did some masking cards that really turned out, I think, pretty cool. So if you want to go on YouTube and check those out, it's Stamping is Fun. It's my YouTube channel. All right, now we're ready to assemble. Let's set these aside and work with a smaller piece first. So this has been it's 3 by 6, and I just scored it in the middle. Now I have joined a Fun Fold Fanatics group, and we do a fun fold every month, and you can get, it's a tutorial. So it's a tutorial for one card like this WV, which is my tutorial, and then you see how 15 other demonstrators have used that same tutorial with different products. So if you want that tutorial, all you have to do is place a $50 order, and I'm happy to send you, each month there'll be a different tutorial. So every month that you order a a minimum $50 order, I'll send you the tutorial. And it has all the measurements that you would need to create a fun fold. And every month is a different fun fold. So far we have done a, a corner easel card. And we just did the Mura fold. Oh, and I've done this backwards. Ooh, how can I save this? Let me pull this up real quick, because I was talking and I did it backwards. it's supposed to go on the left hand side. So another good way for using liquid glue, because it can save you that way. All right, so that is that part. And now we're going to work on our base. So like I said, if you want the tutorial, it's coming. It's coming. So I'm going on these, I'm going to start with the outside fold. I'm going to burnish those score lines. And so this is an accordion fold to start with. And I just want to crisp up these score lines. And that's the final one. All right. So these are the DSP, and they're going to go on this, on these, the first 3 panels. And I think this one, get them in order. I can kind of match up the edges like that, so you can see how it went together. And this one was here and cut. So each of these will go on the first 3 panels. I'll use my liquid glue again. You can see the back side also has this crane, and coordinates really well with the stamp set. These papers, I just love these papers, and I think that's why I've been making so many cards with this paper. And they have more generic patterns, and that's what I used when I did the mashup with the masculine cards, because there is a bamboo pattern that worked really well with the Wildlife Wonder. Okay, and our final pattern, piece of DSP. Okay, and then this DSP goes on this panel. Set this aside, and that goes on the right side. So that's one of the another pattern, and it just has this crane. I just love that crane with the gold and the white. So I'm just going to center that in here. Alright, so now we're coming down to the end of placing this together. I'm going to take this white piece of cardstock, and I'm going to center that on the last panel. So I want the same amount of distance on the right and the left, and the top and the bottom. I'm just going to eyeball that. You could, if you wanted, to measure it out, but that's not how I roll. So I'm just going to do an eyeball layout. Just like I said, trying to get the same distance right and left, top and bottom. Okay, now this card, this is the V part of it. We want it to cover the white, so it just lays on top of it, and you're kind of, again, eyeballing that you have the same distance right and left, top and bottom. And then you're going to open it and put glue here on the left, but you don't want to go so far past this panel because you don't want any glue over here, otherwise your fun fold won't work. So it's about 1/3 of the way, so I'm going to be very careful and just put glue on this side. And then adhere it, give it a good press while the glue activates. And then you're going to close all these panels and put glue on the right hand side, but again, you don't want to go past the panel. So you just want to little, probably remain in the left third of it. And then fold that over and give it a good press while the glue adheres. And then you have your WV. And for the last little embellishment, I cut these from the coordinating dies, those Good Fortune dies. And they're going to be a little decorative element here. So now we need to adhere these, and I'm just going to put a little dot of glue on the back of them to hold those in place. And then the small one. And this card is just about finished. I love fun fold cards. And there you have it. So you have this hello, or it's your day if you have the right stamp set. Okay, and that's card number 1. So now I'm going to bring out card number 2, which was our faux step card. And again, I have a kit for that, and this was a club project. So I produce everything for my club members and for my open house too. So if you come, I'll just do some stamping and assembling, and I'll be there to assist you with it. So I'm going to set these aside for the minute and just work on our stamping. So I have cut out the die cut from the Good Fortune, so we'll be stamping that as well. So this is the front piece with the sending 1,000 well wishes for your special day, and on the inside, much luck and good fortune. So let me bring in my Memento ink and those 2 stamps, much luck and good fortune, and sending 1,000 well wishes. So let's start with our small piece first in Memento. So I've kept the color palette rather simple, so there's not a lot to worry about. And that right in the center, and just hold it for a count of 3. And then this piece is in landscape, so we'll make sure we stamp that correctly. So much luck and good fortune. That's almost like you're getting a fortune cookie, right? Oh, that's a little crooked. Let me give it another whirl. That's a good thing about paper crafting. You can just turn it over. Try again. Let's see which way it went. Okay, so it went up. It went uphill. I'm going to try to make it go downhill this time. Maybe just a little bit. Hopefully this works out. If not, we're just going for it. Much better. Much better. Okay, so that is all of the Memento ink. Now we're going to stamp this flower. I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. We used this during the club because I die cut all these images. So this is the mum pattern, and I'm going to put my stamp pad back, ink pad. And so this is where the die is set. I cut it out, and then I took my stamp and put it in, laid it on top of the cutout so it kind of fit in there snugly. And then I brought the plate down and picked it up. So this is a way you can do multiples of an image. You can just cut your white, blanks, and then set up your Stamparatus. So I'm using Calypso Coral, and I'm going to ink the whole image. Just press my ink pad down on the image and stamp. This is so the ink is transferring to that die cut. Beautiful. Now the stems, I didn't want the stems to be Calypso Coral. I wanted them to be Evening Evergreen, which is the same color in the DSP. So I'm going to, let's see, make sure you can see this. I'm going to pull this back a little bit so it's in the camera range. And I'm going to just take my marker and go over the stem. So this is called direct to stamp, putting the ink directly on the stamp. And I'm just coloring the leaves, the stem, and part of the buds. And I can use the stamped image to kind of see where the leaves and the stems go. So this is a leaf over here. And I think, did I get all three up here? There we go. And that was a little bud. So I think I got them all. I'm going to give it a little huff. Well, hopefully this works. If not, I can always do it again, because that's the beauty of the Stamparatus, is you can... So I didn't quite get all of it. So I'm going to bring this in and do this leaf again. And some of this stem down here probably wasn't, it probably had dried. If I was close and when I huffed on it, it probably would have worked a little bit better. Okay. Go over these one more time just to make sure that they're nice and juicy. And I'll just re-stamp it again. Much better. So there is our chrysanthemum. And if you need to clean this off between uses, this is where your chamois comes in very handy, where you can just press down on the inked image and clean it between uses. Alright, so that was the Stamparatus, and you can see how I stamped my chrysanthemum. And now we're ready to assemble this card. So let's start with the tall piece in the middle. And again, this is also, this card came from Maureen Rochfuss, who's a part of this group I'm in, the Global SU Share Fair. About every other month we do live Facebook stamping, and she shared this one in our April event, and I just love the fold because I love fun folds. So again, if you are my customer, you can have access to that private stamping group. We're just getting ready to start our the 2022 for the new catalog. We have a new group, so if you want access to that, hit me up and I'd be glad to have you send you an invitation, get you into the group, so you can go back every time we have a group over the next year and enjoy and watch at your leisure. You don't have to watch live. We do have the ability, you have the ability to go back and watch and replay at any time once you're a member of the group. And even after the group is no longer adding new presentations, you still have access. You can go back and watch it. So I encourage you to do that. Hit me up. So this one I'm going to put dimensionals, but I'm going to wait a moment on that and fix up our base. So here is a base. I've pre-scored it, and this front one is a mountain fold. Crisp that up, and then we have a valley fold. And that fold, and there we go. So this piece here, again, another piece from, there's my dog clacking around, from that DSP, the Symbols of Fortune. It's really hard to cover up these paper that have gold foiling in it, but then the other side just is beautiful too. And so there's the gold foiling, but we're going to use this chrysanthemum pattern. So that's kind of the theme of this card, is the chrysanthemum and the calypso coral. And then this part gets right here. And we can put in our inside piece with our good luck. Oh, which one? Oh, this is the better side. So this is one that was really crooked. So yeah, I'm gonna put that side down. I really like that sentiment. Much luck and good fortune. Alright, and the way that we attach this is I'm going to use my grid, and this base is 4 1/4, so I'm going to put 2 1/8 on either side of the center score line, about there. And then this is 2 1/4, so I'm going to do 1 inch, or 2 1/2, 2 1/2. So I'm going to do 1 1/4 inches on each side of that center score line, or center 1 1/4 inches. So there, this is centered on my grid. And we've centered this piece on, so I'm just going to pull this down like that. So now I know this is centered, and this is centered on that center grid line. And I'm going to adhere the outside flap. So I'm just going to put some glue on here. And again, I don't want to put it too far up because I only want it to adhere to this panel on the bottom. So just hold that for a few seconds while that glue does its work. And we can fold this up. And I'll put glue here. And this is glued all the way to the center, so I'm just gonna trying to keep this in camera. I don't know if I'm doing such a great job. So this one we'll just put in the center like that, and then fold this flat. And just hold that until it activates, till the glue is activated. Alright, and there is our faux step card. And the last piece we're going to adhere is our chrysanthemum, using some dimensionals, and it seems like I'm always using dimensionals. Might be the queen of dimensionals. And you can even use these side pieces here. Just rip them off. You need little pieces. So all these, all the dimensionals get used. Like I said, I love dimensionals, so I use the whole package. None go to waste here. And then I'll just center that on this, on the front. There we go. And there's the faux step card. So let me bring back my other card. These are the two we made. Oops, there we go. So the symbols of fortune, made two different ways in fun folds. Like I said, you can get this suite until the end of June, so don't delay because it is going away. I want to remind you I have an open house tomorrow, and I hope that you will drop in and make some cards celebrating the new catalog. I look forward to stamping with you tomorrow. If you have any questions, hit me up Any questions about the In Color Join Special, which is fabulous? Like I said, you get $66 in free In Color products. It's a great deal. I'd love to chat with you about that. And then until next time, remember, stamping is fun. Bye.